What's the best jewelry for men? I mean, the thing about me, right, is I wear like 2 necklaces, a ring, and a bracelet. But I don't wear it for the purpose of like wearing jewelry. I wear it just because like everything has meaning, you know what I mean? What if I told you guys we might just be able to win right now? Now we just need to pray that they didn't stack here. Good. Because I'm pretty sure Graves is starting my red this game. Could I even do a bot gank? I feel like if I try, I'm just gonna get rolled. Yeah. If I try, I just got completely fucking slaughtered. Graves is for sure vertical, right? So we might just need to do a bit of a play right now. Okay. Perfect. Nice. I mean, the good thing is that he was low enough that I could have just killed him with the Q like I did. So I did not have to commit my E-auto for him. Wow. Wow. Grandmaster NA, everybody. What if I just tell you guys it's fine and we can still win? You know what I mean? Like, regardless of what just happened, we can still win. How did you become confident and how do you stay so confident? It isn't so much confidence as much as it is realizing that I don't matter. Does that make sense? It's fine. Like, the way I would explain it to you is that I would see how, let's say I meet another person and then they do something weird, right? You're gonna remember them for what, 5 minutes, and then you're gonna never think about them again. So then you just realize that other people are gonna view you in the same light, where they'll never think about you again after thinking about you for 5 minutes. And then once you realize that nobody really cares, then you just do whatever you want because you realize that it's like it doesn't matter, right? That's just what it comes down to. Realizing that at the end of the day, nobody gives a fuck about you. Alright. Well, the good news is I can probably just like clear my top side and then go for Herald. And if we do that, it might just go crazy. But how did you deeply realize that nobody cares? Because take your own experiences, for example. Think of a time where someone said something weird to you or about you, and then a day later you never thought about them again. Or that somebody did something weird on the bus or the train and then you never thought about it 5 minutes later. Now the question is, what do I even do? What if we just kill Alistar here? Whee! Wait! Jason is shoved up. This guy's dead, what? Okay, we get his flash exhaust, I'll tell you. That makes me think the good impressions I make on people are forgotten too, because they are. My dad told me this one thing when I was, what, 12, 13? When I was 12, 13, he looked at me and said, Dantes, people are gonna forget what you say to them. They're gonna forget what you do to them. But they'll never forget how you made them feel. You say that, but there was always people who pull up chow logs from you when you were 14. Yeah, but they don't care. Dude, there was this one time, dude, guys, what if I told you that when people cancel other people, it's not because they care about what they did or what they said? Oh my god, now you guys are about to, like, uncover the real hidden truth. If someone sits there and they say, this guy said this slur, they don't care about what the guy actually said. If someone says, this guy said this about this demographic of people, they don't actually care. The vast majority of the time, things, especially like canceling, are only done out of complete boredom. Okay, well, we should be able to just ace this now because they used everything for me. Like, I remember there was this one time when it was the I Will Dominate versus Tarzan drama, right? And I remember that there were these Skype chat logs getting leaked of, like, people calling other people fucking, like, this, that. And then after a week, everyone got over it and they were like, whatever. And now it's never brought up again. The only times people are going to bring up shit from the past, the only times, it isn't because they care about what you did. It's just because they're trying to detract from what you have or what you're gaining. So they bring up the past as an excuse for why, like, because they're going to say something like, you made it, you're successful, and I'm a failure. So let me find something that takes away from your accomplishments so I feel less bad about my failure, right? So that's why you're going to have a guy who's going to sit there, he'll never accomplish anything in his life, but he'll sit there and shit talk every streamer on their tweets, right? Or he'll go to their chat and he'll hate watch, right? Because he's saying like, oh, well, if I can never accomplish anything of my own, then at least I can discredit this guy so I don't feel as worthless about my own existence. It's insane that at the time he didn't get cancelled for what he called. But no, that's the other... So the other thing you realize is that a lot of the time too... Right? He does. Nice. So what you realize too is that a lot of the time... people are only cancelable if they're on like a downwards trend, right? So a guy like Tyler 1, for example, it's impossible that he gets cancelled. A guy like RadRL, it's impossible he gets cancelled. It takes someone bigger than them to cancel them, or it takes like an insane fucking like conglomerate of efforts. Most people are uncancelable. That's why you're going to notice a bigger content creator is going to do something, and then people find it funny, but then when a smaller content creator does it, they're called like cringe and all this shit. Like, I'll give you the perfect example. There's this one streamer, Geronimo, right? He's maybe like 200-300 viewers. Reddit hates him, you know. Reddit hates him. 200-300 viewers. He gets cancelled every week on Reddit for the same shit that Tyler 1 does every single day on his stream. But because people like Tyler 1, they don't care. It's not about what you do, it's about how you're perceived. I'm going to cancel dobleedpurple. Go for it. Bro, every day people try canceling me. Unironically, every day. You know, when I was doing my EPAL streams, people tried canceling me because they said, oh, look at Doaenel. Dude, listen to this. Listen to something people tried canceling me for. They said, oh my god, this guy went from sexually harassing girls to only using them for content for his stream. What an awful person. He's never changed. He's made no character development or improvement. It's like, who cares? Go. Wait, can we actually turn this? No. Yeah, I guess this game's lost. Sometimes it feels weird watching a successful, enlightened person's image as maybe I'm sure I have my own strengths as well, right? I mean, you should never compare yourself to, like, other people. Because the thing is, when I was 16, right, it's like, there are 16-year-olds like Tristan Lee or shit like that. And it's like, these are people with, like, infinitely more than me, and I'd be like, oh, wow, look how successful this guy is, you know? At the end of the day, all that matters is that you're growing as a person, right? Locking in Hecarim in the seal just really doesn't feel great. Alright guys, I won't lie to you, the only way to win is if I can somehow seal Baron. They're actually letting it reset. Wow, okay. I guess. I mean, that's smart by them, because, like, us sealing Baron is the only way we can win. I would get 10k viewers one day, but low-key it's kind of nice having a tiny community where all our chats are at. Thanks for that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I ever could. Just gonna be honest with you. I don't think I ever could get to like 10,000 viewers or like. I'm gonna be honest, I think within the next few years I'll probably quit streaming altogether. If it even takes that long. Because the cool thing about making it as a streamer is I realize how, like, unfulfilling it actually is. Like, that might sound weird to say, right? But, this is how I explain it to you. The thing about streaming that you guys have to understand is that the majority of the time, the way you succeed is by not being you. It's by becoming like a caricature of you that just amplifies the things that people already like. That like personality characteristics that you're gonna have, just amplify it to oblivion, and then just lose everything else that isn't like conductive for a good stream, right? So for example, for me, it would be a lot better for my streams, right? And I would be having a lot more success if I were to just sit here, open stream, and just like scream, wave around my sword, scream, alright guys, we can win, we can 1v9, we can do this, that, and never talk about anything, right? Never give my views on things, never give any kind of like advice or like talk about anything like that, right? And the thing about streaming is that it's one of those things where like it's near impossible to make it if you're you. And when I say near impossible, I mean like when I say make it, I mean like let's say Tier 1 or like X2C levels, something like that, right? Alright, might have to kill on this account. I thought you loved streaming though. The thing is I do. But I hate streaming as a job. So this is like what I'm trying to make you understand, right? It's that I love streaming, but I hate streaming as a job. And when I say that, it isn't because streaming is ever something that I don't look forward to, right? It's just the fact that when you make something your job, now everything becomes revolving around like the success you have from that streaming, okay? So it's like, if it's my job, should I not prioritize my job first, right? So like, let's say I want to like keep emotions bottled. Let's say I want to like not talk about things that are happening IRL. Just put on a facade, put on a fake face, do this, do that. Just like, that's the issue with streaming, right? I can honestly say that every single streamer, and this isn't a joke when I say this, I can honestly say that every single streamer that has anywhere near, like, let's say around or above my viewer count, every single one puts on a facade the second they open stream. Every single one of them. The only streamer that, like, doesn't really, that I've ever met in my life that doesn't, the only one was Darkwing Jax. He's the only one. Everyone else, they do things like maximize, let's say, viewer retention, growth, follower count, subscriptions gained, everything like that, right? But Darkwing Jax is the only one who it's like he'll go live for 2 hours, and if he doesn't want to go live anymore, then he'll just stop. And the only reason he does that is because for him, streaming isn't a job yet, right? He still has other things going for him. It's not a job. This is what you guys have to understand. You're gonna watch a streamer. Like, let me give you guys an example of something, okay? Guys, hear me out. When you go to work, okay, and you're there with, you're working with Samantha, right? And you're both at the McDonald's, and she's there at the cash register, right? And she's there, and the customers are there, and she's like, hi, how are you? What would you like to order? This, that, right? She is going to act like that every single day. Regardless of whether or not she's depressed, regardless of whether or not she's happy, regardless of whether or not she's not in a relationship, regardless of whether or not her parents are alive or dead, or like whatever it is, right? She is going to sit there every day, no matter what is happening around her. She'll be there, hey, how are you? How is everything, right? And the thing is that streaming is unironically the same concept, right? When you press go live, right, for the vast majority of streamers, the second you press go live, you're pretty much saying, all right, now the face comes on. So if you're Doaenel, alright, now Doaenel turns on, Tier 1 turns on, Charisma turns on, Sanchovies turns on, right? So it's like, you kind of turn into this person that's there for the purpose of like entertaining your viewers, right? But the thing about my stream, and what makes, I guess, my stream different from a lot of other ones, is that I don't stream to entertain viewers, I stream to entertain myself. Right? So that's why I'm going to sit here and I'm going to have like discussions about stuff like this. I'm going to like bring up concepts like this because it's fun for me as a person to talk about stuff like this, right? Like it's extremely fun for me as a person to sit there and like bring up ideas, bring up concepts, right? If I'm not feeling like very upbeat, I'll put on a different playlist, right? I'll listen to different music. It's like I won't be the same way one stream as I was the last stream, right? And I won't be the same way next stream the way I am this stream, right? It's like it's always dependent on the mood, how I'm feeling, how like the day is going and shit like that. Whereas with most streamers, you'll notice they always have this same kind of persona, the same kind of identity that they're like going towards. And the funniest thing is that when I actually had the most success in the scene was when I was doing like the final transfer thing, right? And back then, how did I have all that success? Because the second I went live, I just said I'm going to be the most entertaining streamer that I can possibly be, and I would entertain everybody. That was my goal every day. I said today I have 500 viewers, and let's say iPad has 550. Tomorrow I want to have like more viewers than iPad, right? And then it was like, oh, Cat Evolve's at 800. I want to be at 850, right? So every single day I would sit there, take more caffeine, get less hours of stream, of like sleep, stream longer hours, right? Be more hype, scream more, fucking like this, that. Everything just to make myself the most entertaining version I could have possibly been, right? And funnily enough, the problem is that when you do stuff like that, the issue is that it's almost like you're increasing your like growth exponentially, right? And this is going to make you happy, right? But the second anything happens, it's like, let's say there's growth and fulfillment, right? Like this is an interesting concept. Imagine you're going to have growth and you're going to have fulfillment, right? The thing is, when you're growing, what's going to happen is, let's say you're there and you have to like pretend to be someone else, right? All of your fulfillment is based around your growth. So it's almost like your fulfillment kind of like stops, but your happiness is increasing because you're like, wow, look, I'm making it, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, right? And then the issue is that the second anything kind of takes a downturn, it's just gonna crash. It crashes. And then it's like you start to realize that you're unfulfilled, you're unhappy. Every day you're pretending to be something you're not, right? And you just can't put up that facade anymore, right? Or that act kind of thing. That's why so many streamers are going to enter these like depressive states, or they're going to stop streaming for weeks, some for like months, and then they just can't take it anymore, right? Because every day they have to sit there and pretend that they're something, and then people don't realize that these streamers view like streaming as a job. For them, oh, this guy's going live and this is how he actually is. So imagine streaming every day, right? Every day, and people always think that you're always happy, you're always this, you're always that, right? Because they don't realize that for the vast majority of streamers, it's a job. Like they're paid to act that way, right? So that's why so many enter depressive states. That's why so many feel so alone deep down. That's why so many are so sad deep down. So many are depressed. You know, and I'm being serious. I can honestly say, and this is the funniest thing that I'll say, one of the happiest people I know in the content creation scene is Professor Collie. The guy that gets hated on every day for no reason, by the way, just because what he does clickbait. He's one of the happiest guys I know in the scene because he doesn't let the scene affect him. He realizes it's a job. He maximizes it. He does he might do a bit of clickbait. He'll think up new ideas. He'll do all these things, right? But for him, it's because he's able to just sit there and say, this is my job. And then he goes around and he does other stuff too, right? But Loki, you don't put on a persona, you are yourself mostly. And this is what I'm talking about. Being yourself is not good for growth. That's what I'm trying to explain, right? It's not good for growth, it's not good for actually building a career, right? It's good for building a community, right? Of people who actually enjoy you, enjoy your content and stuff like that. But it's not actually good for your career.